Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Friday. Bienvenidos to the Dream. Oh, let me start that over. Sorry. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome to the DreamUS virtual information session and virtual college fair. Happy to see you all here. Bienvenidos a todos. My name is Melanie Butron, Program Manager at TheDream.Us, also a very proud former scholarship recipient of TheDream.Us, a proud graduate of Chicago Public Schools, of City Colleges of Chicago, and of Northeastern Illinois University. So we encourage you all today to use the chat. We want to engage with each other, introduce yourself, or what we like to call a Dream.Us check-in, right? We have a lot of folks on the call from colleges, students, Dream.Us staff, so feel free to get to know one another and engage with each other. Please utilize the chat and we'll be answering the questions in the chat as well as getting to know one another. I want to do a big shout out to City Colleges of Chicago, Chicago Public Schools, Noble Charter, and Aceto Schools for promoting the event to their students, to their applicants, and to everyone who may benefit from this scholarship. So big shout out to everyone there. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have a great program for you all today. First, you're going to get some words of inspiration from our president at TheDream.Us and from CCC leadership. Then you'll get to know who we are, TheDream.Us, the scholarship as a whole, as well as get to know our partner colleges here in Illinois. And then after that, all that fun, you'll also get to hear directly from our Dream.Us scholars and alumni. So we have a jam-packed session for you all today. So let's have a lot of fun here. So I'm going to introduce our president here at TheDream.Us, Candy Marshall. She has been with TheDream.Us since it's been established 10 years ago in September. Wow, can't believe it's been 10 years already, Candy. Thank you for being our fearless leader, and I will pass it on to you.
Take All right. Well, welcome to everyone. We are so excited that you are interested in our scholarship program, becoming one of our scholars, and attending one of our partner colleges. We know this is a scary time for undocumented students. And I also know many of you have been asking yourselves, is now really the time to go to college? It's expensive. I should maybe just be working and trying to earn money. I don't know what my career options are going to be when I graduate. And I want to just deliver one key message to you, and that is now is the time to get your college degree. Your college education will open doors, and even without work authorization, there are fantastic career pathways open to you that will not just let you earn money to support yourself and your families, but actually let you thrive in a really meaningful career. If you join us as a scholar, we always say you're not just getting a scholarship, you're joining a family. And with our partner colleges, we're here for you. We're going to make sure that your tuition and fees are covered. We do that with our partner colleges. While you are in college with us, we'll be introducing you to different career pathways, how you can get on those pathways, because we want you not just to graduate from college, we want you to go out and truly thrive in the world. You're going to learn a lot more about our program today. We are so proud to have Melanie as one of our scholars, one of our graduates. She graduated from Wright College, go Rams. And then, as she said, from NEIU, and she's now a program manager with TheDream.Us. She is just a perfect example of what you can do with a college education and how you can thrive in a career. So excited to have you. Melanie, I'm going to turn it right back over to you.
Thank you so much, Candy. It is literally the dream job working at TheDream.Us, no pun intended. I used to always tell Luvia Moreno, who was the scholar advisor at Northeastern Illinois University, that I want to do what you do when I was in college. And now it's just an honor and a privilege to do what I do now here at TheDream.Us. So with that said, I will introduce our next speaker, Dr. Daniel Lopez, Jr. He serves as the president of Harold Washington College. one of the city colleges of Chicago. It's located in the heart of the Chicago Loop. Harold Washington serves more than 8,000 students in credit and continuing education programs, more than 70% of which are Latino or African American students. Harold Washington College is City College's center of excellence for business, entrepreneurship, and professional services. Now, a little bit about President Lopez. He is a proud Harold Washington alumnus who earned his associate degree in liberal arts. Like so many City College students, President Lopez is an immigrant, Chicago Public School graduate, first-generation college student, and former undocumented student. His personal story of struggle, perseverance, and resilience motivate him to continue to prepare and empower students to accomplish their academic and professional goals and become social justice advocate. As a student at Northeastern, it was great to see Dr. Lopez. He was one of the first people that welcomed me to the campus, and he's just an overall example of what you can do here in the United States with enough drive and passion. So with that, I will introduce Dr. Daniel Lopez. Take it away.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Melanie. It's so great to see you. Great to see you, Candy, again. It has been really a great partnership that we've had with DreamUS, not only when I was at Northeastern, but now at the city colleges. So thank you all for being here. I'm delighted to be part of this group. It is one of the initiatives that I'm so proud of as a Latino, former undocumented student, because there are so many things that I think we're doing well, but there's a lot of things that I think we can do to continue to serve our undocumented students and their families. So on behalf of our Chancellor, Juan Salgado, and our other 6 college presidents from city colleges, thank you to the DreamUS for working with all of our CCC staff over the years to ensure that undocumented student resources are available to our students and to our families. Obviously, if it wasn't for the national scholarship, many of our students wouldn't have an opportunity to continue with their education. So at city colleges, we have done this event for a number of years for our transfer students, but today we're expanding it to Chicago high schools, and I see many people on the call here, so it's good that we are opening it up to others to attend. So Melanie, you and I go a long way, and I'm so proud of you, of all the work that you've done, not only at Wright, but also the work that you did at Northeastern to get our undocumented student resources going there. And now in this role, it is really great to see you engaged and with your leadership. So thank you to all of our transfer center directors and our undocumented student liaisons that we now have at our city colleges and our high school partners for ensuring that undocumented students attend this event, and for the upcoming in-person sessions that will take place on Malcolm X next week, and I will be there. So on behalf of the entire CCC community, thank you for being here. Thank you for inviting me, and I look forward to continuing to do this wonderful work that we're all committed to. So back to you, Ellen.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Lopez. I appreciate all of your words of encouragement. Please engage with us in the chat, everyone. If you were inspired by Candy and Dr. Lopez, put an emoji in the chat, maybe the heart one or the star one, because we're really here to inspire and motivate and let you know that you too can do it, right? And so with that, thank you so much for your words of inspiration. We'll get into the presentation. Okay. So we are here to discuss the National Scholarship for Undocumented Students here at TheDream.Us in collaboration with City Colleges of Chicago, a scholarship that will change your life. A little bit about us. Who are we? Yes, that is a picture of me because I was one of a scholarship recipient myself, and I too am a part of the narrative of who TheDream.Us represents, right? Which was a undocumented student who was able to graduate debt-free from college, and just really start that generational wealth and have that education to back myself up. So with that said, we are the nation's largest college and career success program for undocumented students. We have awarded over 8,500 scholarships. We have over 3,000 graduates, which is amazing. And they're all in over 21 states, including DC, with 80 partner colleges, 80 plus partner colleges. So this scholarship can be applied not only in Illinois, but in many, many other states, as you will learn when you visit our website. Now our goal, right? We have a goal to award over 11,000 scholarships and have over 8,000 graduates. So we are here to stay. We are here to continue to support undocumented students with scholarship for years to come. Now, today I will be talking about the National Scholarship. If you visit our website, we have two programs. The one in Illinois specifically is the National Scholarship. So what is the National Scholarship? It is up to $39,000. I'll say that again, right? Because it sounds too good to be true. Up to $39,000 for tuition, fees, books, supplies for a bachelor's degree at one of our partner colleges. Every year, our application opens on the same date, November 1, and it closes Tuesday, February 28th of this year. So make sure that you are submitting your application. We have a link in the presentation. We'll make sure to send the presentation out to everyone who attends the session today. So 39,000. It's legit. Now, I said that we have a partner college model. Meet our Illinois partner colleges, and you'll be able to see them give their pitch later in the presentation. And so we partner with colleges for a couple of reasons. One, to provide access to affordable college education, to address barriers and challenges facing dreamers and undocumented students. And overall, we have a common goal, right? A 75% completion rate. Some data to back it up, right? So as of today, we have a 92% first year persistence rate, an overall 82% persistence, and an average GPA of 3.3. Now, what it means to be a partner college, it means a commitment to affordability. So as a partner college, this university commits to closing a gap between our award and the cost of tuition and mandatory fees. And they also pay for you only pay for special fees like health insurance, lab fees, and parking, etc. Now, a couple of nuances here for Illinois. For UIC, you must have earned your associate's degree before fall of 2023. And for Northern Illinois University, you must be a transfer student from another college. So like I said, you'll be able to hear from our partner colleges later in the presentation, but that's what it means to be a partner college. You're committing to closing the gap, and you're also committing to having a designated staff on the ground to help scholars with their college journey. Okay, now let's go into the eligibility criteria. This scholarship is not just for DACA holders. I'll say that again because it's important. This scholarship is not just for DACA holders. I hear this many times in these sessions. If I don't have DACA, do I qualify? Yes, you are eligible if you meet the following criteria. So one, if you do have DACA or TPS, you're eligible. If you do not have DACA or TPS, and if you came to the United States before you turned 16 years old, and you came to the US before November 1 of 2017 and have lived here since, then you're eligible. It's as simple as that. DACA, TPS, or you came to the US before you turned 16 and before November 1 of 2017 and have lived here since. So that's the immigration eligibility criteria. A little bit about the scholarship academic criteria. You are eligible if you meet the criteria I mentioned in the slide before, and if you have one, significant unmet financial need, have graduated or will graduate from a U.S. high school or a GED program with a GPA of 2.5 or better, or were enrolled in a college/university with a GPA of 2.5 or better. Now for you have to be eligible for in-state tuition at our partner colleges, at the partner college you want to attend, excluding the private universities. Oh. Big announcement this year, no more essays. We get a bag of mixed emotions with no more essays. Some applicants really liked the essay. I personally did not. It was really hard for me to explain all of my trauma in an essay, but I'm glad I did it anyways. And so this year, no more essays, right? And so it's that much more of a reason to apply. It's not getting in your way. Apply if you are eligible. So what's in our application? First, we ask you personal and immigration eligibility information. We want to make sure that students are eligible for the scholarship, so we ask you a couple of questions there. And for personal information, we only ask you basic personal information: name, email, phone number. We don't ask for addresses or anything like that to compromise your status. Now we ask for academic information. You must select a partner college of first and second choice. And like I mentioned in that slide with the caveats of UIC and Northern Illinois University, if you do not meet those requirements, then you have to pick a different first and second choice. And you also have to put your high school or college academic information. We also ask a little bit of financial information. So we ask for you to self-report to identify your status. Are you a dependent or independent? What's your annual household income? Number in the household supported by this income? Number of dependents supported by this income who will attend college in 2023, 2024. So like I said, this information is self-reported. We do not require you to upload anything of that sort for the financial information. Only for the academic part. If you say that you graduated or will graduate from a high school, we will need your transcript. If you graduated or attended or once attended a college, we also ask for your transcript. Make sure that your GPA shows on the transcript. Yes, it can be unofficial or official. Now, the last part of our application I really like, and I think it makes it stand out from other scholarship programs. We ask for responsibilities. That includes volunteer, community service, and home responsibilities. Now, what I really like about the responsibilities part is that you get points for home responsibilities, things that I, as an applicant, didn't even think would count as something worth putting on an application. Let me give you a couple examples. As an undocumented student, I did a lot in the household, right? I was the only one with a driver's license, so I drove my siblings to school, my mom to work. I also translated a lot of documents at the doctor's office, just the house receptionist, English and Spanish, and then amongst other things, right? So things like that, helping out at home, counts towards your application, and I encourage you all to really boast about yourself in this part. If you had a chance to volunteer or do community service or be involved on your campus, even better. Put it all in there because it only benefits you even more. So that's it. That's the sections of our scholarship. Super easy, super simple. So I encourage you all, if you are eligible and if you benefit from this, apply as soon as you can. Don't be like me who waited till 11:59 with 59 seconds. Spare yourself the anxiety and apply as soon as you can. Like I said, you only need to upload transcripts. That's all we ask. Everything else is self-reported. So whether official or unofficial high school transcript showing your grades with your GPA, as well as if you had any college classes, upload your transcript. That's all we ask. Important things, don't miss getting important information from us because it can go to spam. So if you're motivated, you're like, okay, Melanie, I'm gonna apply today. Make sure that when you apply, that you use a personal email or an email you have access to. Once you do apply and you start receiving information from us, add TheDream.Us at appliedists.com to your contact list or as a safe sender. So that way you don't miss any important information or it doesn't go to your spam folder, as well as adding the TheDream.Us domain as a safe sender. Now here's a little breakdown of a step-by-step guide for applicants, right? So first, determine if you're eligible. Based off of the criteria I went over, and you can also utilize our website. And we also have a really nifty application guide on our website to help you determine your eligibility and complete your application. So 1, if you're eligible. Step 2, complete the application. Make sure you answer all the questions and upload your transcript. So just make sure you follow all the directions. Once you create an online account through ISCS to start your application, complete it. 3, submit and monitor your application status. So once you complete your once you complete your application, you're going to monitor your application. Make sure that the transcript was accepted, that everything, all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted. So just monitor and submit. 4, award notification. Award notifications are usually sent out in April. So once April comes around, make sure you are checking your email, your spam folders, all of your folders in your email to make sure that you received our notification. This is very important. If you do receive our award, you have to accept our award. Just because you were awarded it, and if you don't accept it, not good. You have to accept your award by the deadline. So make sure you're paying attention to all the communications that are being sent to you. And lastly, this is the fun part. You're awarded, your life is changing, you're going to take the DreamUS pledge. And that usually is done with a new scholar welcome, where you and hundreds of other awardees from all over the United States will gather online to take that pledge. Like I said, this is the application timeline. November, we open, February, we close, and in April, you'll be notified if you receive the award. Now, this I like a lot. We are more than a scholarship. So not only do we help you with the financial assistance of paying for your tuition, your fees, etc., which is a weight off of a person's shoulders, right? But we also have other benefits of being an awardee or a scholar. 1, you have a national community of over 8,500 scholars and graduates. And so you have an abundance of a network and others alongside you who are experiencing the same thing. And just, we're a community, we're a family. Second, like I mentioned before, at a partner college, you have dedicated staff there. So scholar and financial aid advisors at each college. Third, we have other resources, mental health and immigration resources and emergency grants. So once you're a scholar, you'll have access to our programming and our events where we support our scholars with those resources. We also have career connections, coaching, internships, and networking. We are emphasizing this a lot this year. I have a colleague who is putting a lot of great work into the career connections and making sure that not only are you equipped with the tools to graduate from college, but that you also have the tools that you'll need to pursue a career after the fact. And we also have state and federal advocacy. So we use a lot of our data here at TheDream.Us. We use a lot of our stories to help with state and federal advocacy to hopefully one day we could pass legislation for immigration reform. No. Okay, so with that, get your college degree or get your college journey started now. So I was born in Ecuador, and my parents, when we immigrated here to Chicago, they raised me with the notion that no one can take away your education, no matter what your status is. Nadie te puede quitar la educación. And so with that notion in mind, growing up, I knew I always wanted to go to college. I didn't know how, but I made it work, right? Whether that was attending a community college first to get that GPA up, or because it's a little bit more affordable or close by, and then transferring. Whatever your story is, now is a great time to get your college degree. And so 1, it opens careers and it enables you to support yourself and your family. If a DREAM Act likely passes, it might require a college education. And it just opens up a lot of career pathways overall, with or without work authorization. And lastly, like I said, no one can take your college education away from you. And we are here to support you in your college journey. And lastly, for our Illinois applicants, we highly encourage you to complete the alternative application. If you haven't already done so, it's apply for Illinois state aid for the 2023-2024 year. We encourage you to apply as soon as possible so that you are insured any available funds. And so the link is in this presentation. It's also a plug for next Thursday's in-person event at Malcolm X. We will have a lab and a workshop dedicated to helping you complete this application, as well as the DreamUS application. And like I mentioned, like Dr. Lopez mentioned, next Thursday, we'll be having an in-person session. And so next Thursday, February 2nd, put it on your calendars, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Malcolm X College. Parking is free with validation, and make sure you register. It's a specific link. So this was all in the presentation and will be sent to all attendees here today. And lastly, don't let your status stop you from anything from one of our scholarship recipients, Marisela. Okay, so I will stop there and we will get to know some of our Illinois partner colleges. Thank you, everyone. So first, we will start with Arrupe College. And so if Arrupe wants to come off mute, they will be sharing their own slides.
Thank you, Melanie. And hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Isabel Reyes. I am the Associate Director of Admission at Arrupe College. I'm going to just take a second here to share my screen with everyone so that we can take a look. Let's see. Here we go. So this is, I decided to show everyone just a quick series of pictures in our little tour of our school. So for the students that are joining us who haven't heard about Arrupe College of Loyola, we are a 2-year institution that is part of Loyola University Chicago. We are in the River North area in Chicago, and we are looking for students from all over the Chicagoland area. We are a commuter school, like many 2-year institutions. And we are open. We're a very proud partner of the DreamUS ever since we actually opened in 2015. So if you haven't heard of us before, it's probably because we're a very recent institution. So at Arrupe College, students are actually studying their first 2 years of college. Most of the classes that you'll take are your general education courses, in addition to choosing one out of our 3 different associate degrees. We have one in liberal arts, one in business, and one in social and behavioral sciences. So really, what I like to tell students is that while you're at Arrupe College, you're taking all of the building block courses that you'll take during your first 2 years of college. So all of your general education courses, many of which are all really transferable to many of our partner institutions here for the DreamUS. And so we also, I also want to mention, we also offer 2 specific pathway programs to Loyola University. One is our education program, so for any of our students that are interested in becoming teachers or educators, and then our nursing program as well. So we encourage students to really look into those. I'm going to be sharing at the end of the presentation, I'll share a couple of links to find more information about this. But throughout really these pictures, what we're trying to show you more so is what Arrupe College actually looks like and who our students are. I mentioned our students are coming from all over the Chicagoland area. And so not just Chicago, but also the suburbs. Students are taking courses here at Arrupe College in a cohort schedule where students take either classes in the morning or in the afternoon. Our morning runs between 9:45 to 1 p.m. and our afternoon runs between 2 and 5:15 p.m. And so the classes that you'll take here at Arrupe College are courses, again, that are general education classes that can fit really within many different major programs. We do have pre-majors, which are, and so basically they're classes that you would take that would start you off into specific majors. We have pre-STEM, education, English, and philosophy that are part of our liberal arts program. Business, marketing, and finance are other programs that you can also take. And then for our social and behavioral sciences program, you can take, aside from nursing, you can take psychology classes, criminal justice, or political science. I mentioned our location. We're at the downtown campus for Loyola University, Chicago. So it's in the River North area. Many of our students commute. They love the area because there's a lot to do outside of, attending your classes at Arrupe College. You can explore really the water tower area, the campus. And then for students that are interested in utilizing resources at Loyola University, those are all open to you as well. So students can take the shuttle bus and that can take you to our North campus in the Rogers Park area. And many of our students do that to take advantage of clubs and organizations that you can be a part of. And also our gyms, libraries, et cetera, that are at the Lakeshore campus. Here at the Water Tower campus, students are really active in student organizations that we host here. One that is really important to a lot of our undocumented students is our DACA, or Dream Our Ally Student Organization. And we highly promote that amongst all of our students to join. It's actually one of our more active programs or student organizations on campus. After graduating from Arrupe College, you'll have the opportunity to transfer into other four-year universities here. We highly encourage, if you're receiving the DreamUS scholarship, of course, to be in contact with our transfer specialists. So you have the opportunity to meet with folks here at Arrupe College that will help you transfer to other four-year institutions. And we do highly encourage you to let us know if you're going to be transferring to one of our partner institutions as well. I think I'm limited on time, right? I want to make sure just to do a time check. I'm going to end it here, but I do want to share my information at the end, and I'll be on the call still in the Zoom for any questions that you might have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Isabel, for sharing. Go Arrupe College. So one thing I should have mentioned before introducing our partner colleges is as our partner colleges are presenting, keep a couple things in mind. You can only apply our scholarship to our 12 partner colleges here in Illinois, the national scholarship. And then as you're hearing these presentations, ask yourself a couple of questions. One, do they have the program you hope to major in or the degree that you want to pursue? Two, the location is really important. I know as a first-gen student myself, I didn't know where many of these colleges were. And although some sounded really cool, I lived all the way like near O'Hare Airport, Northwest side. And so make sure that the location, you're putting that in mind because it will impact your journey as well. A couple of other things, right, that stood out to me is the connection you have with a partner college. So make sure that you ask questions to the representatives here today on the call, you reach out to them after the fact, you schedule a campus tour, and you really make sure that it's the best fit for you. Although you are able to transfer if it's not a good fit or for whatever reason, that's totally an option too, but really take your time, do your research, get to know all of the amazing partner colleges here today. So with that said, I will pass it off to Dominican University. So Ruben and Maria, you have the floor.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maria. I'm Assistant Director of Transfer Admissions at Dominican. I'm also joined by Ruben, Director of Undergrad Pathways. And somewhere around here is Jasenia, who is our Assistant Director and Undocumented Student Support Service Coordinator. So we're going to talk really quickly about Dominican. So welcome to our quick presentations. We are a small school with big results. Let's talk a little bit about our rankings. For the 2023 ranking in the U.S. News and World Report within the Midwest and then within the state of Illinois, we are #1 in undergrad teaching and also #1 in best value in Illinois. Because we are a small school, but we do offer big results. And because we are a small school, we get to know our students a little bit better. When it comes to our average class size, there's 16 students per class. There's a 10-to-1 student faculty ratio. We have over 50 career focused majors, and we have 0 lecture halls, which is something really cool about us. So when it comes to transfer itself, within those 50 plus majors, here are our top majors, which is similar to freshmen. It's psychology, nursing, biology, nutrition, computer science, criminology, finance, elementary education. We do have a fashion design program, and that's one of our top majors, and accounting. The application process is basically submit your pre-application with us. You can submit it through our website and through the Common App. We request official transcripts from all the colleges, universities that you attend. If you're high school, you will need your high school transcripts. So if you do end up having less than 24 credit hours, we do recommend to submit official high school transcripts. So the application process for transfer students is basically having your high school diploma or your GED, be in good standing with all previous institutions, which means a GPA of 2.5 and a 4.0 scale. Depending on the credits you transfer, if there's less than 12 semester hours, you need your freshman, you need your high school transcripts and then any freshman requirements. And if you have under 24 credit hours, you need to submit official high school transcripts. I'm going to talk about merit scholarships for transfer students themselves. These are the potential scholarships that you could obtain. It's up to $16,000 and the least amount is $6,000. And it's all based on your GPA.
If I can piggyback on that, for incoming first-year freshmen students, our merit-based scholarship range from $12,000 to $22,000, and our general admission requirements are a 2.7 GPA. Along with that line is we do have some specialty scholarships, especially for our transfer students. So if they're members of Phi Theta Kappa, they're eligible for additional $2,500. Also, if they are part of a STAR program with those community colleges, they also receive a $2,000 scholarship. Also, freshmen and transfer students, no matter who are on this call, are eligible to apply for our institutional competitive scholarship, like our Brecht Hill Scholarship, which is geared for students that want to study chemistry or biochemistry. And the lucky winner get additional $7,500 on their financial aid award as well, too. Again, since the students are on this call, definitely apply for the DreamUS. We are a partner, but also the alternative application as well too. And then also any outside scholarship that you may receive could be able to help offset some of the costs for living on campus if that's something that you choose to do as well too here at Dominican. Also, I want to bring in, I don't know if yes, he's on the call, but if not, we have the Center for Cultural Liberation, which actually is open for all students on campus, but within the Center for Cultural Liberations had different resources for students to be able to connect with the college community, but also other students who might be in the same walk of life to be able to navigate through the 2 or 4 years here at the institution at Dominican. So this is our contact information. I will put out this contact information in the chat, but thank you for joining today.
Thank you, Maria and Ruben. Another great, it's a private university located on the northwest side. And so with that, a couple more tips. So I'll be giving you tips as each college is presenting. Make sure, one, that you are abiding by admission deadlines. So if you are planning on applying to the DreamUS scholarship, that's its own application. And the partner college that you hope to attend has its own admissions process. So make sure you're checking out if they have any deadlines, any application fees, etc. So just a couple things to keep in mind. So with that said, I'll pass it on to our next presenter, Tyler Olson at Lewis University. And I am presenting for them. And if Tyler, you want to come off mute.
Absolutely.
And then here, give me one sec, is the slide. There you go. Take it away, Tyler.
All righty. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Tyler Olson. I'm the Associate Director of Freshman Admissions here at Lewis University. All my contact information is in the top left corner in case you want to write it down. You have some questions for me later on. But Lewis University is a really small or a medium-sized university. So we have about 4,100 undergraduate students here with a lot of possibilities for majors. So we have 80 plus majors and minors for you to study and pursue here as you see fit. So as you can see, there's some of our more popular ones on the left-hand side of the screens with aviation, nursing, business, biology, computer science, and so much more. So we like to give you the opportunity to be flexible with your program. So we never lock you into anything specifically for your major. You have chances to double major, minor, make a degree how you want to, and be flexible with it. We want to put the power into your hands to make your college experience how you see fit. So we, like I said, are a medium-sized university. So our student to faculty ratio is 13:1, with your class sizes being about 23 to 25 students per classroom for all your classes. As mentioned by Dominican, I believe it was, that we also do not have any other lecture classes here at our university. So everything is very individualized, making sure that you are able to get that one-on-one attention with your professors as much as possible. We are on rolling admissions, which means that we're going to roll with you whenever you want to submit your application. If you want to submit your application into us in August, but then give us your transcripts later in February, we're going to make it work with you. We want to give you, once again, that flexibility to pursue education how you see fit and on your own time frame. So the only thing that we necessarily need, since we are a test optional school, is for you to submit our free application, either through our website or through Common App, but then also your high school transcripts. Those are the only two things that we necessarily need in order to provide you with an admissions decision. Since we are on rolling admissions, we review on a week-to-week basis. So we are pushing out admission decisions as soon as we possibly can, typically within about 2 to 3 weeks. When we give you that that admission decision, we are going to let you know about what your scholarship is. On the freshman side of things, those range anywhere from $14,000 to $20,000 per year. On the transfer side of things, same thing. So we offer scholarship opportunities, which range from $14,000 to $16,000 as well. So we review as much as we possibly can and as quickly as we can. On top of the application and just the programs that you are able to pursue at Lewis, we want to provide you with as many opportunities to network, meet new people, grow yourself as a person and as an academic. So we have a lot to do with our student engagement. So we have a lot of different opportunities, as you can kind of see there within the slideshow right here. These are some of our more popular and more common ones that we do have for our students. This way you are able to be involved with different communities and groups here on campus to provide, once again, a more comfortable college experience for yourself. So you do have the opportunity to be a part of multiple groups here. One of the more our newest addition to the student engagement is our first generation flyers program, which you are allowed to be a part of once you apply to Lewis and go through the registration process. It's a great opportunity to meet other first generation students, faculty, staff members, and other people on campus that are going to give you as much support as you need. So that's all I have for you. Like I said, my contact information is in the top left-hand corner in case you need it, but I'll also put it in the chat for you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much, Tyler, for that presentation, and for Lewis University, which is in Romeoville, so closer to those other suburbs like Bolingbrook, etc. So if it's a school that interests you, applicants, I highly encourage you to apply. Thank you again, Tyler. Now, next up, we have North Park University. So if North Park reps would like to come off mute and share their slides. You have the floor.
Hello. How are you? Give me 1 second.
Sounds good.
Share this. I don't know why it's not letting me share my screen. I apologize. There we go.
There you go.
All right. I think I have it ready.
Yes, we can all see.
Trying to go to the big screen. I apologize. It is not letting me click. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. All right, so a little bit about North Park. We are on the north side of Chicago. We're in specifically the North Park, Albany Park area. We are a small private university, and we've got about 2,000 students on campus with our undergrad program. Oop, let me see, is this switching for you? There we go. On campus, we have just under 2,000 students with our grad school as well as our undergrad program. We're just under 3,000 students. On campus, we represent 35 different states and 27 different countries, specifically with our undergrad program. Of those 2,000 students, we have 33% of students who transfer in every semester. And then being a smaller university, you're going to have a student to faculty ratio of 15:1, meaning your class size would be roughly 15 to 17 students per class. We also do mention that 90% of our faculty do hold their PhD. And I always mention that with this stat is you're always going to have your professor in class. You'll never have a teaching assistant. They're going to be your tutor as well as your academic advisor while you're on campus here at North Park. We have over 70 majors as well as our pre-professional programs. The ones that stand out for us are our nursing program, our business programs, exercise science, psychology, and biology. Newer programs that we have on campus are middle grades education, as well as our mechanical engineering program. We have a variety of learning spaces across our campus, such as our library. We have these individual nooks, but we also have individual study rooms for students, as well as in the basement, we have group study areas as well. We have our Hanson Hall, which is for all of our music and theater students, and then our sim lab, which is for our nursing students, which I highly recommend to come on your visit and see as well. Gets you through all types of simulations and scenarios that you'll go through as a nursing student. We are one of few universities in Chicago as well that have a cadaver lab on campus that you're able to use while you are a student here. And then Johnson Center is one of our newest buildings across campus. It's our science building where you'll have most of your classes throughout your 4 years. As far as our athletics, we are a D3 university. We have 18 sports with our men's and women's, including now esports that was recently added this year. That is now, if students are interested, let us know. That way we can add you into that list of students for this upcoming school year. As far as our athletic facilities, we have Hellwig Recreation Center, which is a beautiful facility as well. And then in the basement, we have our main weight room. We also have our track and running facilities, which is near River Park, which is near our campus. And then Holmgren Athletic Complex is where all of our sporting events take place throughout the year. If you are interested in more info, I'll definitely recommend following us on our socials as well as reaching out to our admissions email. One thing I wanted to mention as well, we do have a variety of our scholarships. We are also working on our Lighthouse program that is going to be due by February 3rd. That Lighthouse program is for first-gen students. It is a great opportunity and a great 4-year cohort to have. I was actually a Lighthouse student at North Park. So feel free to reach out if you want any additional information, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adrian, representing North Park University. Thank you again. Now, before I introduce this next one, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to City Colleges of Chicago. They wanted to mention that for a lot of our partner colleges listed here, and I'll put it in the chat, they have guaranteed admissions partnerships or programs. And so if you are a current CCC student, make sure to check out your transfer center or check in with your scholar advisor and ask them about any guaranteed admission so that they too can help you with that transfer process. So with that being said, I put it in the chat, Northern Illinois University, you're up next. So Sandy, you want to come off mute and I will present the slide for you.
I'm going to ask Mayra Lagunas to join me as well. She's here from NIU.
All right, I'll wait for the slide to come up, but I'll introduce myself in the meantime. Hola, buenas tardes. My name is Mayra Lagunas. My pronouns are she, her, and ella. I am the Assistant Vice President of Enrollment Services and Director of Undergraduate Admissions. I am also a proud daughter of Mexican immigrants. And so I do a lot of this work in collaboration with Sandy and a lot of the people on this call. Super proud to call them colleagues in this work. I'm going to give a quick overview of Northern Illinois University, and then I'm going to pass it off to Sandy, Dr. Lopez, our very own Dr. Lopez, to share some more resources and information for undocumented students. So Northern Illinois University is one of the amazing options for 12 public universities here in the state of Illinois. We're located about 65 miles west of Chicago, which is far enough away from home to have some freedom, but close enough that you can go home on the weekends if you're coming from the Chicagoland area. Like I said, Dr. Lopez is going to follow up with specific resources for undocumented students, but I did want to give her a quick shout out because her office facilitates trainings for our staff and faculty that includes the admission staff on best practices in working and supporting and advocating on behalf of undocumented students. So all of our admission counselors are required to go through a training to ensure that we are utilizing best practices when working with undocumented and documented students. As I mentioned, we're just west of the Chicagoland area. In terms of our student body, we're just a little over 15,000 students on campus. We have about 4,000 students living on campus. In terms of diversity, you'll see some of our numbers posted in here, specifically racial and ethnic diversity of our students. But I say this with pride, we have over 50% of our students who are first generation. And it's a particular point of pride as I am a first generation student as well. And we provide a lot of additional resources for students with intersectional identities as well. You'll see in here some of the stats, points of pride for NIU, including a Campus Pride Award that we just received for being the best of the best. It means that we are ranked very highly as one of the most welcoming campuses for LGBTQ plus students. And we also received the Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award in terms of staff diversity, inclusion, and equity best practices. We offer over 100 academic programs of study, dedicated ethnic studies programs, which we always encourage. These are Latino studies program, African American studies program. We've got a diversity of resources as well, including resources specifically for students with disabilities. We offer resources specifically through the Gender Sexuality Resource Center that include ally trainings and trans ally trainings. We offer over 200 student organizations that our scholars can take a part of, including Dream Action, which I'm sure Dr. Lopez will cover as well. And then I did want to mention that we have dedicated transfer counselors. Because our scholarship is restricted to transfer students, we work very closely with our partner institutions, including the City Colleges of Chicago, to ensure that our students have a direct pathway that's clear and concise. Through our transfer portal, you will find direct articulations. That means that you can see exactly what courses you can take at a CCC and how they would transfer over to NIU if you decide to go the transfer route. That being said, I'm going to pass it on over to Dr. Lopez to talk a little bit more about some of our resources. I'll include our information in the chat. You can contact me directly. We also have plenty of opportunities to come visit, including virtual options if you can't make it out to campus. And then we do have a preview day coming up February 20th, where we invite you to come and engage with some of our campus staff. We hope to see you on campus, and please feel free to reach out if there are any questions I can help answer.
Thank you, Mayra. Melanie, can you move to the next slide? Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandy Lopez. I use she, her, ella pronouns, and I am the proud daughter of a borderland mother and an immigrant father who are farm workers for most of their lives. So I'm here. I'm super excited to be sharing this information with you. But before I begin and share all the resources we have, I think it's very important when I talk about, the climate that we cultivate and the supportive campus environment is only because of undocumented students. The undocumented student organization Dream Action NIU, the students did a lot of the heavy lifting and they did a lot of the advocacy work, and they demanded that my position and my office come into into existence. Most recently, they asked for us to become a center, to be recognized and institutionalized, and the university listened. So we are, as of this past year, the Undocumented Student Resource Center at Northern Illinois University. We are part of the Division of Academic Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, so we partner with all of the other cultural resources on our campus. We'll go ahead to the next slide. We do offer support the whole way through. We tell our Huskies, we are here for you to, as you're transitioning to NIU, once you're here, and even once you graduate. So at the admissions level, we have dedicated admissions counselors, like Maida said. We trained them, we work with them. I'm constantly in communication with them. We also have our step-by-step application. The affidavit is built into our application. We have a website for undocumented students, our entire center here with dedicated staff, an assistant director, graduate students, undergraduate student workers, and interns that serve as mentors. We have Dream Action NIU that meets weekly. I am the advisor for them. We bring a lawyer who does pro bono work for us. He does DACA workshops, Know Your Rights, Immigration 101, and he helps me with the undocumented ally training for faculty, staff, and students. We have dedicated faculty advocates for undocumented students, and we have support from our president, who spoke at last year's Coming Out of the Shadows, as well as our board of trustees. We also have additional funding. We have funding that comes out of my office specifically because the undocumented students ask for it. We have a promise fund. We have an immediate assistance fund for emergency purposes for undocumented students. We have an NIU Dream Scholarship, as well as Dream Action NIU pushes out their own scholarship every year. I also, if you are coming to NIU, transferring over and looking at graduate school, if you do not have DACA, we also provide graduate tuition waivers for our undocumented students. So please follow us on social media. We're very active. We put out a lot of opportunities. I invite you to come and attend. We do have a budget so we can plan events, and we bring performers, artists, and poets. We had Yosimar Reyes last year, and this year, following his lead, we are creating a ton of Undocu Joy events because we believe that you deserve to thrive and not just survive when you're on our campus. So please be on the lookout for any of our events. You're welcome to come through, and our information is in the chat. We'll drop it in. And I know I saw I'm on a timer here, so I'm going to stop, Melanie. And that was pretty quick.
Thank you so much. I know we have so many great options here. Thank you to all of our partner colleges for presenting in a short window. I just wanted to make a comment, right? Like, oh my gosh, all these options available to you, undocumented students. So just know that you have all the resources and all the options here. Thank you, NIU. We're really excited to have our new partner colleges come on board here in Illinois. And so with that, I will introduce National Louis University. So if you want to come off mute, Mazen, and whoever else, if you're presenting.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Friday to all of you. My name is Mazen Kako. I'm the director from enrollment for the first-time freshman at National Louis University. And I'm here today to provide you some of a glimpse of National Louis University and what we could offer you and bring to the table with you. Let me share my screen. I would like to. Okay. I would like to play a quick video that represents National Louis University. And let me know if you're hearing the audio.
At National Louis University, we believe in who you will become. We prepare tomorrow's teachers and guide their growth as educators. We help those who care about others become psychologists or counselors. We can turn a passion for food or service into a career in hospitality, and turn a dream into a career in business. At National Louis University, we believe in your best.
Okay, perfect. So this is here. Are you guys seeing my presentation? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Here at National Louis University, we have three beautiful campuses. Two of them are located in Chicago downtown, right across of the Art Institute. And as well, we have a Wheeling location is in the north suburban areas. Definitely you have these options that you would like. And also as well, National Louis University is rated the top best bang for your buck in the Midwest. and as well top #1 in the state of Illinois for the culinary school, and as well National Louis University is we are servicing for 70% of our students are generational college students, and as well 70% have Black and Latinx. At National Louis here University, we are dedicated to support you throughout your journey in your college experience. And we have a variety of classes that we can offer, such as daytime, fully online, and also virtually via Zoom. Depending on your background, such as if you have an associate degree or if you are a first-time freshman straight from high school, you have the option tailored on your desire. So definitely that's something we could definitely provide you more information in terms what the option that you have for you. And third, I would like to discuss, like, this is just a list of programs that we offer at National Louis University, 4 years degree, and also we offer 2 years degree. And also if you'd like a short period of program, Accelerate You is a new college that we're offering programs such as medical assistant and registered behavioral technician. Those programs are tailored for 6 months period of time that will guarantee you a job right after graduation. So definitely, if you'd like to hear more about these programs and what we can offer, we can connect as well. Looking forward to see you on February 3rd in person to meet you and introduce myself as well. And we can invite you to our upcoming event at National Louis University. Again, my name is Mazen, and I'm here to help you. Thank you so much.
Mazen, thank you so much for representing National Louis. So we have 5 more schools to go. I know it's a lot, but we are here to present you with all your options and information. And even though these presentations are a bit short, it really gives you an insight on who each partner college is. And like everyone is suggesting, check their website out, their social medias, reach out to them to ask for more questions. So with that said, let's go to our next presenter, North Central College. So Ariana, if you want to come off mute, you have the floor.
So unlike my partners here, we do not have a presentation. So I'm going to talk to you face to face. Hi, guys. My name is Ariana Jones. I am the Cultural Outreach Coordinator for our Office of Admissions here at North Central College. We are located in Naperville, Illinois. We are a liberal arts institution with over 90 different majors and minors and 16 different graduate programs. We are a more intimate campus size with about 2,600 total students on campus, 40% of which are first generation students. I myself am a first gen college graduate from North Central, very proud of the program itself. It is nationally recognized for our efforts for students. With that, we have average class sizes 20 to 25 students. We cap everything at 30 to 35. We're very proud to always acknowledge the work of our faculty and that we don't do teacher assistant or grad assistant teaching students in a classroom. So we really pride ourselves on that one-on-one connection. From there, we have 8 different residence halls, 4 different dining options on campus, and about 75% of our first year students do reside on campus. The bulk of our students come from the tri-state areas near Illinois, but we have a very strong US reach as well as an international reach, representing over 40 different states and 40 different countries on our campus. Myself and my colleague Betty do primarily recruit out of the city of Chicago, so very well connected with city colleges, and I'm very happy to know a lot of the students who come from and to those institutions. But working with us, you get to work amongst our entire staff very well. So if anyone has any questions at any point, I'm going to put North Central's general information in the chat, as well as mine and my colleagues' information. So it's really nice working with guys, and we're really proud to be partnered with DreamBite.US.
Thank you, Ariana. And we're really proud to be partnering with North Central College in Naperville. We have a lot of new partner colleges, so really excited to have you in partnership with us and as an option to our scholars. So with that being said, thank you. Make sure you reach out after the fact if you're interested, applicant to North Central College. Up next, we have IIT, or Illinois Institute of Technology. So if Armando, you want to come off mute. There you go.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I believe I have
And I will
my,
present your
yep.
slide. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Armando Bocanegra. I'm a senior admission counselor here at Illinois Institute of Technology, also known as Illinois Tech. And I'm also an alumni, so I did attend Illinois Tech, graduated there a few years ago. Here I just have a little bit of information regarding our university. So we have 5 colleges. We're Chicago's tech-focused university, so we do have a lot of majors related to math, science, engineering, technology, and more. So definitely some of our top majors include engineering, like aerospace engineering, computer engineering, mechanical engineering, which is what I studied. College of Architecture as well. We have a 5-year Bachelor's of Architecture program, which is very popular, as well as our College Computing. We have computer science, one of our most popular majors, but a lot of rising majors, rising in like rising industries such as like artificial intelligence, applied cybersecurity, data science, as well as our Lewis College Science and Letters. This is all of our science and humanities, as well as Stewart School of Business with things such as business administration, finance, economics, marketing analytics, and then over 60 different specializations and minors. So we're a pretty small university, around 3,000 undergrads, undergraduate students from over 49 different US states, over 100 different countries. And then we have pretty small classroom sizes. So we have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So over 80% of our classes are 40 students or less. And in terms of our location, we're located about 3 miles south of the downtown Chicago Loop area. So right in the Bronzeville neighborhood, right across the street from the White Sox Stadium, if you've ever catched the game over there. And we have over 150 different student organizations, such as nonprofit, academic, shared interests, as well as intramural athletics. We're a Division III athletic school as well. We have Greek life, esports as well for those students who are interested in gaming. And then in terms of our application, we're on the Common App. Or a free application. We just require high school transcripts for first-year students. And then you can include optional items such as your ACT or SAT scores, letters of recommendation. For first-year students, we have the Henry T. Heald Scholarship, which is $10,000 to $30,000 per year. For transfer students, we have the transfer scholarship, which is from $14,000 to $25,000 per year, as well as guaranteed admission programs with Wilbur Wright College for our College of Engineering. And for any questions, you can always reach out to me. My contact information is there, and I will also include some information in the chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Armando, for representing Illinois Tech and just explaining all the greatness that is Illinois Tech. So thank you so much for being here and for presenting. We have a couple more schools up next. So we have the University of Illinois Chicago being represented by the fabulous Tanya Cabrera, and I will be sharing the slide for her.
Thank you so much, Melanie, and thank you to the City Colleges for partnering and hosting this venue today. My name is Tanya Cabrera. I'm the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Inclusion at UIC. I also serve as the Undocumented Student Liaison for the institution. Thanks. And I just wanted to give a little financial breakdown. So when students are, we do require that students complete the alternative application for financial aid, and if they are not eligible for RISE funding due to family income, that's where the DreamUS and UIC come and join forces to make sure that we could cover those college expenses. I usually meet with students on Tuesdays or Thursdays. We could schedule an appointment in person to welcome you to campus. We could also do Zoom or just a regular cell phone call if you like. You could also review in our admission site some more details about each program through the College of Engineering or whether it be liberal arts and sciences. You can explore those options in our admissions. We do provide additional resources. We have 2 immigration lawyers on campus to support students, and we also provide financial funding for DACA renewal and also for advanced parole applications for study abroad scholarship with our chancellor. Undocumented students who have DACA are ineligible for advanced parole can participate and receive up to $15,000 to $20,000 in financial funding for their study abroad program. We work with our campus stakeholders with the different support services through CHANCE, LADAs, and AAAN and ACE. Along with our career services, it's really been extremely helpful in navigating job placement, not only for our DACA students, but our non-DACA students, working with community-based organizations to help them file for NITIN, as well as the application process for the EIN if they're becoming private contractors. Next slide. And this is just a financial breakdown again for the academic year from the DreamUS Partnering Award. It's about $8,250, and per semester, that's about $4,125. On top of a UIC opportunity grant for full-time students, which is $1,850. So students are looking from on top of the state award and MAP funding. It's about $5,450. And this is where additional funding from the DreamUS helps close that financial gap here at UIC. Students also receive a voucher, an emergency stipend voucher for the year, and it's $750 per semester. And it's really extremely helpful. Like I said, this scholarship is like the golden ticket for many students. And I'm thankful for the partnerships and the additional partners like NIU that have joined onto the DreamUS, because it really does make the difference for students and families. For any additional questions, my email is up on the board along with my office line. All calls are forwarded. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Did it freeze?
I think we can hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you so much, Tanya. You're getting so much love in the chat from everyone else here. And thank you just everyone for your patience. We do have a panel and 2 more colleges to go. So panelists, please be on standby. And then University of St. Francis, if you want to go ahead and give your pitch really quickly, followed by Illinois College.
Yes, thank you. Let me share the screen. Okay, you guys should be able to see that. Okay, so hi there, guys. My name is Cristal Macias. I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor here at the University of St. Francis. So a little bit about us. We are 1,700 undergrad students. Our majors that are usually students will go ahead and kind of select through, usually would be nursing, education, anything in the sciences like pre-med or anything like that. And it kind of trickles down to business, criminal social justice, social work, anything like that. And we do have a couple of different 4+1 programs or 2+2 programs for students to go ahead and consider. Our ratio is, 14:1, but typically what we're looking at for students, go ahead and have that small classroom experience, as many other students or many other presenters have mentioned. We don't really have lecture halls or anything like that. That's something that we definitely strive to continue to have more of that one-on-one touch with our professors and students here on campus. We are pretty close by to Chicago, but not too far. We do have a lot of students who are international or out of state that come here on our campus. So having that train station not too far from us in order for them to transport downtown Chicago and back has definitely been something that they appreciate and like. So, if you're from the Chicagoland area, definitely we do have a lot of students that come from there, but we do have that access to the Amtrak or Metro to get access to our campus here. So any student that may be interested in athletics or anything like that, we are NAIA, sorry. So essentially what that just means for us specifically, we can go ahead and, stack both scholarships for you. If you are not looking to necessarily do athletics, we definitely still have other just general clubs and activities here on our campus. Specifically, we have a UVA, which is Unidos Vamos a Avanzar, or Latino Honor Societies as well for our students to go ahead and participate more on the academic side of things. Moving forward, I know we've mentioned a lot of financial assistance and all that. With us here, every student gets some type of financial assistance. We're going to start out first with your academic scholarship, depending on your GPA, and this would be both for transfer and freshman students. It'd be kind of essentially the same aspect. We have the access grant. We'll look into the alternative application and see if for any reason, if any student may not be eligible for any of the applications that are here available for the state of Illinois. We do have an internal application as well for students to consider to still go ahead and get that extra financial assistance. I do have the link underneath there for our specific website. So there's a lot of more resources on there for students, like reimbursement for their renewal application for DACA or anything like that as well. As far as our outcomes go, the big number on here, depending on students on which career path they're going to go down to, they might have to take a licensure exam at the end. But the 98% placement rate there is for students who, after they graduate, they either come back for another graduate degree or certificate degree, or they go ahead and be placed in a field of their interest, essentially. So we have a 98% placement rate for that. When it comes down to applying to USF, we are rolling admission. So really, whenever you're ready to go ahead and apply, you're more than welcome to. We're going to simply ask for that application to the Common App or through our website, which is free. And then from there, we'll go ahead and ask for those needed applications as far as transcripts. We're test optional, so it's up to you. If you're a transfer student, it's just be official transcripts from your college. And then from there, we're going to talk about financial aid and where everything's going to be at for you. And then, once we kind of work things out, we essentially just want to sit down and make sure that USF is the perfect spot for you to go ahead and get things started. We do have an open house in February 21st. So we definitely encourage students to come on campus and kind of get that experience as, if we're going to be a good fit for you as well. And then just kind of wrapping up, that's just my information on the screen there. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just go ahead and let me know.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for that presentation on St. Francis. Really excited to also be partnering with your institution. It's one of our new institutions here at TheDream.Us, so make sure you check them out. Okay, we have our last one here on the docket, Illinois College, to do their presentation. Thank you everyone for your patience. And like we mentioned, make sure to check them out on their website, social media, and at our February 2nd in-person event next Thursday at Malcolm X College. So with that, Yesenia, I will present your slide for you. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you. So my name is Yesenia Abreu. I'm a Illinois College, Chicagoland regional rep. Before I started working at Illinois College, I also worked as a high school counselor. So I worked with students who had DACA and helping them kind of find out and figure out like what school they wanted to attend after they graduated from from high school. And that's actually one of the reasons why I started working at Illinois College, at their commitment to helping students not only get to college, but get through and persist through college as well. So we have no application fee. You can apply directly either on our website or through Common App. You don't have to submit a personal statement either. So you just complete the application, tell us what you're involved in. I always encourage students to definitely brag about themselves. A lot of times students might not necessarily be involved in sports or school activities because they help out and their family, they help out with family duties. So definitely include that because that's going to show us that you learned how to manage your schoolwork and home life, etc. At Illinois College, we guarantee students get access to either an internship or research, depending on what field they're going into. So a lot of our students get their internship the second semester of their first year. So it's nice, you don't have to wait till your junior or senior year to get that internship. You kind of get it off the bat and see if that's a field that you even want to get into. And then we offer our students all of our students a $1,000 scholarship towards a breakaway experience. So we have study abroad like most schools do, but what's kind of neat about Illinois College is we have breakaways, and those are smaller, shorter study abroad opportunities, and students don't have to align that breakaway with their major. You might be majoring, let's just say, in entrepreneurship, and you have an interest in art history or something like that. You can definitely go and take a trip and learn more about that. So it's nice, you can tie it to your major, but you don't have to. We know that you're more than just your major and you have other interests as well. So that's really nice that you can do that with that breakaway experience. We also have a promise that our students will finish in 4 years. So you'll be working with your academic advisor to ensure that you're taking the classes that you need, your electives, etc., to graduate with your major and on time. If for whatever reason you don't graduate in 4 years, let's say you need an extra semester, an extra class, Illinois College will pick up that cost. So it's one less thing that you have to worry about. We have over 50 different undergraduate majors and programs. So nursing, education, engineering. We have a lot of pre-professional programs too, if you want to go pre-med, pre-law, etc. And then our Center for Academic Excellence also works with our students. So they don't have work permit or work authorization. They work with our students to ensure that they find alternative options for finding work after they graduate from Illinois College. I have my information here on the screen, along with social media information. I'll put my contact information. Please visit us. You can visit us virtually or in person. And I look forward to seeing you on campus.
Thank you so much, Yesenia. So and that concludes our virtual college fair. Thank you everyone so much for your patience. And yeah, shout out Illinois College, which is in the Jacksonville, Illinois area. So make sure you check them out. So now that you've met our partner colleges and you have all your options laid out in front of you, let's hear directly from those impacted from the scholarship and who have attended these partner colleges. So let's have our panelists come up off mute. Here we are, the three. We have Florencia, Shivi, and Lisette. Thank you so much for being with us here today. If you want to, in that order, come off mute, introduce yourselves. Tell us your name, what city college you attended, what partner college you attended, majored in, and if you're an alum, what you're doing now occupation-wise. So Florencia, I'll start with you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Florencia. I am a junior. I'm majoring in marketing and minoring in entrepreneurship. I graduated from Wright College last May, and I got my associates, yes, Wright College. And then I transferred to Dominican University. So now I'm in school here and I am completing my bachelor's degree debt-free. A huge part of that is thanks to the Dream Scholarship, of course. When I was transferring from Wright College, someone connected me to the transfer director, and she showed me about the Dream Scholarship. I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't think I would qualify because I'm an undocumented student. And she told me that I did qualify. She helped me write my essays, which is no longer required, which is great. But she helped me write my essays. And when I found out that I was accepted, I committed to Dominican University, and here I am now. And we all know school can be very hard. College is hard. But if I can, something that motivates me is thinking about my future. So if that resonates with you guys, think about your future, think about what you want to do with your degree. A piece of advice that I would give you guys is don't think of your status as something negative. I always say that if anything, your status will set you apart in all the good ways. It's going to push you in the right direction. It'll be your motivation for wanting to do better, for wanting to take the extra step, wanting to get your degree, for wanting to be first generation. Whatever your case may be, your status is going to help you get there. You just need to reach out to your help, reach out to all the resources, the Dream Scholarship. Like Melanie said, it's like a family. It's more than just financial help. They're there in so many ways. So definitely, if you qualify, apply for the Dream Scholarship, and I wish you guys the best of luck.
Wow, Florencia, you have me crying here on a Friday afternoon. Thank you so much. Shivi, let's hear from you.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shivi Katyal. Right now, I am an alum of Harry S. Truman College, and my four-year college was Northeastern Illinois University. I graduated from Northeastern in 2019, I believe. So time's going by very quickly. It's been 4 years, which I cannot believe. And I had the DreamUS scholarship at Northeastern. I found out about the scholarship, I believe, through Melanie. I think Melanie helped me apply years ago. Melanie and I met up at a CCC internship at the city colleges. So I'm very happy to have met Melanie and for her to help me apply for the scholarship. I think the hardest part about the application for me would probably be thinking that I would qualify for the scholarship. I didn't think I would meet the requirements. I didn't think that I would get any award money, but to be honest with everyone here, it paid for my entire education, and I graduated debt-free as well. There's a lot of individuals who went to Northeastern who have student debt, so I'm very grateful and thankful for the opportunity to graduate debt-free. what motivated me for when I was at Northeastern and when I was at Truman was, just a drive to get my degree, to open up more opportunities outside of college and career opportunities. And one piece of advice that I would give to current undergrads would be to, pursue the social opportunities that are available on campus, join that fraternity, join that sorority, pursue clubs that you might be interested in. You'd be surprised at the amount of people you might meet. When Melanie and I were at Northeastern, we went on alternative spring break trips. We did community service. So I met a lot of people through that. And the only other piece of advice that I would give is when I graduated 10 years ago from high school, being an undocumented student was very scary, and there were not that many opportunities like this. Now there are way more opportunities, as you can see from all these partner colleges. So I would recommend you pursue any opportunities to help you pay for your education, and any career counseling that you guys could get.
Thank you so much, Shivi. I remember calling you because you weren't going to accept the award at one point. Your first choice was UIC, I remember. I'm like, oh, no, this is you have other options here. So I'm glad you listened and graduated from NEIU and had lots of wonderful experiences there. So thank you so much for that.
I do remember that call as well, Melanie. Thank you.
So just as a piece of advice, right? If you don't get into your first choice option or even your second choice, you have so many options available to you. And Shivi can attest to that. Okay, now let's hear from Lisette. Lisette Diaz is really unique and fabulous. Also an alum of the Dream, or a recipient of this the scholarship, now working at as a college recruiter at Harry S. Truman. So Lisette, let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. Yeah, so my name is Lisette Diaz. I work currently at Harry S. Truman, one of the city colleges of Chicago, as a college recruiter. But I did graduate from Dominican University thanks to TheDream.Us. I did study neuroscience, and I also got my master's degree at Dominican as well. So for anyone who might be looking to getting a master's degree, definitely look into any discounted rates because you're an alum. So think about that moving forward. But yeah, so how did I find out about the DreamUS scholarship? So that was a long journey. I was not too familiar with the different resources that were available to undocumented or documented students. So that was a long journey. I think it was just, out of nowhere, I happened to come across the DreamUS and started asking my college coach, how should I go about completing the application? Can you help me out with just refining the pieces of the essay questions? So that's kind of the process that I went through to find the DreamUS, and I'm so grateful that I was able to find it and got the scholarship at the end. But I think some of the hardest pieces to completing that application is truly sometimes you get in your own head, and writing was never like my strong suit. So really working on that essay, trying to express, my story and really get the point across was, I think, the hardest part of the application process. And also the waiting period where you're just like, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? So I think that was really the hardest point of the application process. But what motivates me in continuing to advocate for students and continuing with my education and everything is because, truly the students and who I'm helping in my community, that really is what motivated me to completing my bachelor's and continuing on to getting my master's later on, and then coming back to higher education to then, keep that rhythm going. Because I know that when I was trying to find a college and finding a way to pay for college, that was very stressful. At one point, I was scared that I'm like, oh, I might not be able to go to college because I truly can't afford it. So I didn't want that to happen to other people from my community. So that kind of pushed me forward. And you know what, one day I'm going to go back and help everybody else so that, that journey is not the same as it was for me. So that kind of kept me going and ultimately brought me here to higher education. So something that I would recommend to students is use all the resources that you have at any of the campus. So a lot of these resources are going to be free for students, tutoring, transfer center, career center, any of those resources. Really make sure that you're engaged with those centers as well as your faculty, because a lot of what college is, apart from learning, those skills, is also networking. So you never know who you're going to come across. So make sure to start networking because that will come in handy later on as you're trying to develop in your career, trying to develop, those relationships. I think that would be, a strong piece of advice is get involved, get connected, and stay engaged.
Wow. All good tips and tricks from our panelists. A lot of relatability aspect there. Lisette, I was snapping my fingers a lot because you're like, that waiting period could be so long, and once you get it, it's just such a relief to receive it. I know we have about a minute or two left, but from the panelists, I'd really like to hear what were some Dream.Us resources that you utilize, whether it being your scholar advisor, pursuing any of the opportunities made available to you through email. Can you just elaborate a little bit, maybe in a sentence or two, what resources that the Dream.Us provided were helpful to you outside of the scholarship, of course?
The two that I think I can think of is number one, I think you schedule monthly or semi-frequently meetings with an immigration lawyer, Dan. My advice to everybody here would be to advocate for yourself and ask questions to see if there's any ways you can, pursue a green card, pursue opportunities for sponsorship. I asked Dan a lot of questions. I advocated for myself. I scheduled a one-on-one with him and he did not charge me for it just because I was from here. And he gave me a lot of great advice for employment-based sponsorship. So that could be an opportunity for you. Another thing, I don't know if this year they're doing it, Melanie, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you can get your DACA renewal fee paid for, do it. I haven't gotten it through Dream.Us. However, there are other organizations that do provide renewal fee scholarships. So if that's an option for you guys, pursue that. You have to advocate for yourself. There's a lot of resources out there.
I love that. Advocate for yourself. And Shibi, you really spoke to all the resources made available to scholars and alumni. And I'm really glad that even though you've graduated, you're still utilizing those resources made available to you. So thanks for sharing that. Lisette or Florencia, do you have any other resources that you'd like to maybe provide from the Dream.Us that you'd like to highlight for our attendees here on the call today?
Yeah. I can speak to, one of the most useful for me, apart from the ones that have already been mentioned, is the Facebook group. It saves a lot of students, including myself, from that stressful moment where you don't know the answer and maybe someone else has gone through it. I know a couple of students have been asking about advanced parole. Unfortunately, I was able to, make use of advanced parole, which, by the way, it does come in handy if you later on you have a pathway to, changing your status. Just a quick note. But, we kind of help each other in that Facebook group. People have gone through those experiences that maybe you're trying to figure out. So definitely the Facebook group. And I know that there's also a partnership that the Dream.Us has with Avenica, so coaching for careers. At one point, I did have career coaching through them on top of what was provided from Dominican. So it was kind of like a good, connection between both of them. And I actually did, it was a really good program with Avenica. They are really accommodating, and they provide the resources to further fix your resume, interview skills, all that stuff. So a lot of really good resources. It's not just funding for your college, it's very well-rounded.
Such a good plug for that Facebook page, Lisette. So once you are awarded the scholarship, you are admitted into or invited to our private scholar Facebook page with current scholars, alumni, and it's over, I think, 5,000 members on there, a community answering each other, a peer-to-peer questions, advanced parole, how are you feeling? I really like the Facebook page, so thank you for pointing that out. It is helpful when you're going through the journey and even after the fact when you graduate. So Florencia, we're going to close it out with you as a current scholar. What resources do you utilize? What kind of last remarks do you have for our applicants? We have a lot of staff on the call as well. So what advice do you have for them, or like what resources should we take advantage as a current scholar going through it now?
So as a current scholar, I talk to my scholarship advisor a lot at Dominican. Any questions, if I just want to talk about how I'm feeling or my day, I go to her. They're super great. And another one, the scholarship sends out emails for internships, which at Dominican you need one to graduate. And a lot of times I'll look into that to see if I can find an internship that will satisfy my requirements through the emails that the Dream Scholarship sends out. So I look at that a lot too.
Great advice, Florencia. Key thing is checking your emails. When you're in college, checking your student email, the email that you provide to create your account for this application, super, super important. You'll get information about the scholarship, deadlines, and opportunities like the ones that the panelists have told us here today. So with that, I know we went over by a couple of minutes. I feel like we could talk all day about the experiences that we've had collectively as scholars and alum. Now, I want to thank the panelists so much. I'll close out with one question to you all in maybe 1 or 2 words. How would you motivate the time is now, or like just do it, Nike? What would, in 1 word or 2 words in a phrase, what would you tell our applicants here today? Shivi, I'll start with you.
I would say you are strong and you matter.
Ooh, that's a good one. I love that. Lisette, how about you?
Oh, it's hard to kind of summarize it in a couple words. I would say just continue, because you never know what's going to happen next. So if there's maybe some roadblock for the time being, it continues. You continue, you keep on pushing forward. But yeah, I think that's what I would say. I hope to see a lot of you February 2nd. I'll be there as well, representing Truman. So thank you.
And we will continue to Florencia. Go ahead.
I would say if you want to do something, do it. And if you're scared to do it scared. When it comes to applying to the scholarship, when it comes to internships, picking your dream school, networking, whatever it may be, if you're scared, do it anyway, because you never know the opportunities you'll miss if you don't take your chances.
Love it. Do it scared. Do it anyways. Continue moving forward. Be strong. All great words of inspiration from our panelists. I want to thank you so much for being here today and providing that insight to our attendees. So with that, I have a little video here just for our attendees. It's like 10 seconds long. Picture yourself right here. I know we're at the beginning stage of the application, but this too can be you, like it has been with Lisette, with Shivi, myself, and other scholars here. You too can graduate one day with the help of the scholarship. And like my, like in the chat, we're mentioning we have that February, that in-person event. So come out, meet us, the staff, our partner colleges, alum. We'll have refreshments there. It's in the chat, the information. Thursday, February 2nd, Malcolm X College. Hope to see you all there. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. This has been great. Hope to see you at the next one.
Thank you, Melanie.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, all. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, partner colleges.